Hey everyone, welcome to the second episode of Meet the Brewery. My name's Jake, here with Mike from Indy Craft Brew, and we're at Triton Brewing on the east side of Indianapolis, just outside of Fort Harrison State Park. Our guest here is Brewer John. He's the head brewer here. He's going to explain a little bit about what he's got on the table for us, what he's got going on, and maybe something coming up soon. So stick with us here. Our sponsor for the episode is Cons. They are over on North Keystone, just south of Broad Ripple. So they have a great craft beer selection. Go inside, check them out, and get some great Indiana craft beer. All right, John, so what got you into craft beer? I know you told me you've been in it for about 17 years now.
Correct.
You started out home brewing, I'm assuming, right?
Started home brewing back in 1990.
Okay.
I went to Germany in high school and learned flavors of beers that I liked.
Oh, really? Okay. Everyone goes to Germany, man.
Yeah.
That's
Came back,
homeland.
there's no good beers here back in the late 80s.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it. When you first got started, there were 20-ish craft breweries in Indiana. So.
I started working at Barley Island in Noblesville in 2000. There was 26 breweries in the whole state.
That's crazy, because we talked a little bit about it. We're up to 170 or something now.
170, 180 in the state.
That's just crazy. That's a lot of growth.
Here at Triton, we're open 7 years, and I think it was in the 60s, 70s back then, and now we're in 170, 180 already.
Yeah.
In 7 years, it's the growth of this industry is crazy.
That is crazy. So you started out at Barley
Island in Noblesville.
Island.
Yep.
Okay. What were you brewing up there with them?
Brewed there 9 years. Our number one beer was Dirty Helen Brown Ale.
Okay. All right. I
got
can enjoy a brown ale.
Got some Great American Beer Festival medals up there for them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was fun.
What made you come down to Triton?
We had to try something new. Had to branch out on my own and try to get a business partner. David Waldman and I got together and started this. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. And loving it ever since, right?
Yeah. It challenges the small businesses, but it's fun. But we can be as creative as we want on the beer side, which obviously I love.
True. Yeah. Did you start out brewing some of your favorites, or were you brewing what the people wanted? I guess.
The best thing, our flagship beer, which is right in front of me actually, Rail Splitter IPA, is the beer that David and I drink, and thank God the public says this is the one they want to drink.
Yes.
So this is our number one seller.
You always want that. That's awesome.
Hands down, and still drink it today.
That was the first beer I actually had from you guys, was the Rail Splitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, well, Rail Splitter, but I don't know Triton.
Right.
True. Yeah. That's true. I had no idea you guys were even over here in this area.
On the east side?
Yeah. What made you pick this building?
I think just dumb luck. We bounced around from, about 4 different buildings before we found one that really fit us. And when we finally did get in here, it really did fit us. The old barn is kind of cool.
Oh, this was a barn?
Yeah, so we're on an old military base, Fort Benjamin Harrison.
Okay.
The building was built in 1924 as a mule barn. There were 250 mules in this facility.
Wow, okay.
That moved equipment around the fort.
Oh, that is very cool. All right.
Then it bounced around from different thing to different thing through the years, and
that's cool.
We got our hands on it 8 years ago.
Awesome. How long did it take you to transform it into what we see today?
Just to gut it took us over 3 months.
3 months.
But we went down to 4 walls and a roof and new electric, new water, everything.
That is cool.
So it took us probably 9 months before we got her open.
Man, did you start out with your 20-barrel shop now? Yep. Did you start out as a 20?
Yep, we bought a 20 straight off the bat.
Really?
If you guys are familiar with Warbird out of Fort Wayne that went under probably in 2008, we picked up their system and kept it keep it going.
Yeah, still works.
Yeah.
So how much beer do you guys brew now?
Right now we're probably in the 2,500 barrel range.
Okay. Awesome. That goes all over Indiana, right?
Just Indiana. Yep.
Okay.
But we're all the borders of Indiana, but just Indiana.
I like it, man. I'm drinking your Brute, which is kind of a newer offering, I think.
Yep, a little experiment
And-
from us.
Oh my goodness,
It's a good experiment.
It is, yeah. It's successful, I think.
Yeah.
So it's juicy, crisp, and I mean it's all around very, very enjoyable. So I really
Good.
like it. Where do you want to take Triton for the future? Like do you have some long-term goals or short-term goals? Like what are your aspirations?
The interesting part about the business side is that it's changing. When we first did our business plan, we wanted to go 5-7 states and just more of a regional. And with the growth of the industry, it's just not as feasible anymore.
True.
So we are pulling it back, becoming more of a local stand anchor.
Okay.
And with the growth that's in this area, we've got 74 new homes around us right now. We got 60 more going across the street.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Near me, there's a ton of neighborhoods popping up all over the place.
Yep.
I know same thing's happening over Zionsville, Westfield area. Just the development is it's booming. And I mean, you're right to kind of stay here and focus on the local market because it's growing so quickly. You are honestly probably having a hard time just keeping up with that, let alone expanding.
Yeah, well, the way we expanded as a business this year is we put a kitchen in late Janury.
Oh, did you?
So
Okay.
we're full kitchen now.
Awesome.
78 seats out front.
What's your favorite food on the menu?
Ooh.
Everyone wants to know.
Tuna crabby bowl.
Tuna?
Crabby bowl with tuna on it.
Really?
So that's what I'm eating before I leave.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
I'll eat
yeah.
that.
I didn't know what
All right.
crabby was until we got this thing, but it's a vegetable.
Awesome.
FYI.
Yeah, I had no idea. So, all right, good to know. Awesome, good. What's your favorite beer that you're brewing right now?
Ooh. Probably the next one. The next one that's coming up, not necessarily the next one that's tomorrow, but the Goza series that we're doing is just a fun series.
Yeah. I'm a
adding
huge
different
fan of
fruits
it.
and
Yeah.
just, it's been really fun.
I had the mango. It's phenomenal. So
Good, thank you.
I'm a big fan.
The Hempire Strikes
The
Back
Hempire,
and
yeah,
playing
yeah,
with
yeah.
the hemp.
Yep.
And the hop schedule of that one's totally different from what we used to do or have done in the past. So it's been fun. Which then in turn we did the same hopping with the Brute.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
There's zero hops
Interesting.
in the boil, which I never did before,
Yeah.
and it's fun.
Definitely fun to experiment, and especially when you get people coming in saying, "Man, that is so good," and you're like, "I didn't know what I was doing that whole time, but good. I'm glad it worked out." So
Yeah.
good. So I see you got pomegranate, and then
Pale Splitter.
pale splitter. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pale Splitter, just a nice clean APA or American Pale Ale, finishing with a little Citra hop.
Yeah, I have that in my fridge right now.
Do you?
Yeah, it's good.
The advantage of that is it's 5% over the 7% rail splitter that can give
Yes.
you headaches if you have too many.
That
Yeah.
one, and then the 8% brute, which
Yeah, this doesn't taste. This is not an 8%. I don't
no.
care. It doesn't taste like it. I'll tell you after 3, I guess.
I'm
there you go.
waiting for it to sneak up on me. That's for sure.
Yeah, but the pomegranate's an easy drinking summer beer, 4%.
Yeah. Like I said, I've got the mango at home in my fridge right now, and I'm really digging it. So I haven't had the Hempire though.
I haven't either.
What do I expect?
It's going to be similar. Well, for the people at home, I guess it's going to be similar to the Brute, but for the people at home, it's a juicy IPA, so low bittering hop. Actually, there's no bittering hop, but low IBUs. A lot of hop flavor, a lot of citrus, floral.
Oh, the tropical like
yeah.
bursts. Okay. Awesome.
So that one will finish sweeter than the Brute that you're drinking.
Okay. And then I think you want to tell the people a little bit about something coming up.
Yeah. So we've got our next beer coming up.
Yes.
End of the month, beginning of the month.
It's the peanut butter stout.
Peanut butter stout, milk stout. Kind of a fun
man.
beer. Just
I am.
What are
already
you
pumped
planning
about
on? When is the release on that?
October 3rd.
October 3rd.
that. All right.
We're coming up.
Yeah,
We're
I
getting
was gonna say
close.
yeah. All right.
You're
I
coming
can't wait.
right into stout season. So yeah.
The original plan on the peanut butter, which we've changed styles a few times, is Halloween. You get all these pumpkin beers
for
out
sure.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Pumpkin.
we're not pumpkin people here.
Don't diss on my
I'm
pumpkin spice
sorry.
lattes.
So we decided to do peanut butter instead.
Do the peanut butter. Yeah. It's a better way to
I
go.
get it.
Got to be different.
That's awesome. I can't wait. Have you tried it yet?
It's in the fermenter.
Is it? Oh man. I think we're gonna take a look at your brewery a little bit.
All right.
See what you got going on. I know you got this one in the fermenter now, but
Yep.
we'll take a look at what you got canning and in your process, I guess.
Yeah, we've got the Goza in the kettle right now.
Yes, I want to see what it takes to make a Goza.
All right.
I love
There's
what
not
you
a lot
guys
of people
got.
doing it,
And
yeah,
yeah,
so.
I mean, especially here in Indiana, I mean, there's some beers out there, but you guys consistently put out a great Goza, so I'd love
Thank
to
you.
see what you got going on with that for sure. So let's walk around a little bit.
I love hoppy amber beers, and it was one of our flagship beers, and then it just didn't sell. I'm like, what? I love this beer.
right? Yeah. I'll make it for myself then.
So when we do our kettle sours, we use lactobacillus,
Okay.
and it comes from the yogurt
Oh,
So
the bacteria
bacteria.
from it. Okay.
So I'm using Trader Joe's non-fat Greek yogurt.
Oh, what? Okay.
So when you see chunks in here, that's what it is.
whenever I'm at Trader Joe's now, I'll just be like, oh, it's right there. It's Triton. Okay.
You can smell it.
Fragrant.
Boy, yeah,
Wow.
Sometimes there's a pellicle on there, this time there is not.
Okay. A what?
Pellicle?
What is pellicle?
Almost like a layer of mold.
Oh, like
Or
in the back
growth.
there.
Yeah, but it'd be like a thin layer across the entire thing.
Okay.
That's just chunks of yogurt.
What's in here right now?
Just the straight the citrus goza.
Citrus. Okay.
Citra goza.
Citra. You're right. Okay. Awesome. So then it's in here, and what does it move to?
So we're gonna leave it in here for 48 to 72 hours,
Okay.
and when it hits a pH that we want, then we'll boil it in here,
Okay.
and then it'll go off to fermentation
Okay. So it'll go through
down below.
down below us.
Down
Okay.
below us, yep.
Okay. And then that comes over to here, right?
Nope. This is the mash tun.
Mash tun. Okay.
So we mash in here, and then the wort comes out of there into the kettle, and then from the kettle it goes to the whirlpool, which is the bottom half of that.
Okay.
And then it'll shoot over to fermentation, one of the fermentation
Fantastic.
tanks over there.
Okay. That is awesome. So whenever you're working on your gozas, do you specifically find fruit that is very citrusy, that's high in
I want something that's going to show sour. I guess you get a blueberry.
so
Right.
Okay.
So you do get sour blueberries. So
True.
that's kind of my thought pattern. I do like having some citrus, but
Okay.
it's just been fun to play around because we've ordered samples of all sorts of fruits and just
Oh my
play with
goodness,
it here,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, mango is it's a sweet
Yes.
fruit, so
Which kind of lightens that sourness up.
true. Yeah. I
you
mean,
can-
I'm a huge fan, so.
So you can balance the sour with that.
Do you have one that maybe didn't sour up
Didn't come out?
like you wanted?
Experimental wise, I've tried as far as jalapeno peppers.
Oh, okay.
And that came out like a pickled jalapeno. Nope.
Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, interesting.
So yeah, we play around with whatever we can think of.
Yeah.
I'll walk through places like Penzies or the grocery store and just
kinda look and see
I'll get
what's
my
out there?
ideas sometimes out of them.
That is very cool. Wow. Huh. Okay, so mash tun, whirlpool over here, and then it goes to
Yeah, through the chiller, which is the orange block over
to
there.
the chiller,
And over one of the fermenters.
over to one of our fermenters over here. Okay. Well, we can probably walk over there, take a look at all that stuff too.
Okay. Oh, I see the spout there. Comes out, comes over. Yeah, these two are bright tanks, and then all the deep bottoms are fermenters.
Okay. All right. And then how long does it sit in here?
Well, depending on the style of beer, it'll be for 2 to 3 weeks.
So for your
Unless we're going to a lager, then it's a whole different.
fruit or a stout or something like that.
Right,
Yeah. So for your gozas,
Goza, we're usually about 2 weeks on that one.
2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay. You'll sit there, and then it'll complete. You'll.
And the reason for the cone on the bottom is to
Oh yeah.
to capture the yeast again. Well, it drops the solids to the bottom when we drain it.
True. So your solids will go all the way down, right?
Yep.
But you're draining from here.
And then we can pull the beer off the side.
Okay.
Yep. But then we can also capture.
Beer cart, I see it.
Then we can recapture the yeast and reuse the yeast, which is another, from home brewing to professional. You get a lot more efficiencies when you start repeating the yeast
That makes sense.
because it gets used to the chemicals in your water minerality, and the yeast actually gets more efficient, like Generation 3.
Really?
Yeah. It works faster, works harder.
I hadn't even thought about that. I mean, amateur, extreme amateur home brewer. I hadn't even thought about reasoning it. So it'll come out here. You'll cart it in one of your tanks here.
It will drop another hose on the floor off of one of the V bottoms and take it over one of the dish bottom tanks, which are a bright tank.
Okay.
So a bright tank gives you a place to brighten the beer, clarify it,
Okay.
and carbonate it.
Really? Okay. So how much carbonation do you put in some of your beers?
CO2 levels?
Yeah.
We'll run between 2.5 and 2.7.
Okay.
So Goza is going to have a little more carbonation.
Okay.
And Stout's going to have a little less.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
So we can, you talked about earlier about carbonating the bottle.
Oh my goodness, yes. My failed experiment
Right.
at it, by the way, yes.
So we don't use sugar. This has got a stainless steel stone on it, probably about 18 inches long, and we can just force carbonate it.
Oh,
So
okay.
This is 1,240 gallons, and
1240.
and we can carbonate it in 3 hours, 4 hours.
Oh my goodness. So how much beer can you sell with 1,240 gallons in this? It's a loaded question. I get
Right.
it.
All right. So you're at 20 barrels, so it's about 200 cases of can.
200. Wow. That's a lot of beer.
No.
Wow. Okay. So it comes from here and then it finishes out.
Yep. So now
essentially.
we're going to go on to packaging. So either we go straight over to the canner, which happens to be to my right.
Just right here. Perfect.
And this canner will knock out 34 cans a minute on the 16 ouncers.
Wow. And I've seen some of you guys' videos on Instagram, and you're in here just packaging it up.
Yep.
Ready to go. Wonderful.
This machine takes 4 people to run when we're labeling the can.
Okay.
And probably 3 if we're not labeling.
Okay. So it'll do 4 pours at a time. Shoot them straight through. I see that there's a twist.
So you're going the
Here.
opposite way. Cans.
Oh, I am? Okay.
The empty
Starts
cans
over there.
go up and they come down. So the twist, it'll rinse them upside down,
Okay.
and then they'll sanitize them,
Right.
and then they come right back up, right side up, and come in and get filled. Lid gets put on in the crimper, and then
Okay.
shoots off the back.
Shoots straight out the back here.
I've got a conveyor that we have pulled off right now, but that will label it.
And then it goes out for distro, right?
It's out for distro all over Indiana.
Wow, that is amazing. That's very cool. What do you got going on with some of your special beers? We talked a little bit on stouts and how it can take a little longer to make those, but I know the barreling process can take even longer.
Yes.
So what kind of barrels are you working with, and maybe how long do you keep your beer in a barrel?
Again, it's going to depend on style.
Of course, yes.
And what you want to achieve at the end. I've got a handful of barrels that are clean, so
Okay.
they're not soured. Our anniversary party last month, we released a 2-year-old beer, a quad.
Oh wow, okay.
Out of Buffalo Trace barrel.
Buffalo Trace, okay.
So I probably won't go much longer on that particular beer.
That's 24 months in a barrel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now your oxidation's picking up. It's hitting its time.
Okay.
But then I've also got some sours in this room that they'll sit there 3-4 years, no problem.
Really? Okay. Does it depend on the liquor that was in the barrel as well?
And what you want to achieve with that.
Okay. We talked a little bit about gin
Yep.
barrels. So if you're making a gin goza,
Yep.
and is that a short spout in a barrel?
That beer is so light and delicate, it doesn't take long to get the flavors you want out of the barrel.
Gin is so strong
Right.
by itself. So
And I've also got smaller barrels. I've only got 15-gallon barrels there, so they're more surface area per ounce.
okay.
So it'll age quicker. So they're maybe in there a couple months.
Really? Okay. That's very cool. So
Maybe.
you can brew a gin barrel goza and release it in the same year,
Yes.
essentially. Man,
Same
that is
quarter.
cool. Same quarter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That is awesome.
I've done our Golden Ale, which is Hometown Hero. In a bourbon barrel.
Actually on the distro line right now.
Yep. And I've put that in a bourbon barrel for 4 weeks.
Really?
And knocked it out. Because then
Oh,
you get
okay.
that strong vanilla bourbon note.
The maple,
Yeah.
a little bit from it.
Yep.
Okay.
And on light beer, it doesn't take long at all.
Does it? Wow, that is very cool. That is awesome. So do you just age your barrels over here in the corner, and then just kind of put them away, get them out of your mind for a bit, and then set an alarm on your phone. You're like, all right, I gotta check those barrels.
Key point is not to keep checking on them.
Sure. Oh, I'm sure.
You just gotta let them ride, because every time you open them, you're potentially introducing an infection.
Yeah, you're right. Man, that is very cool. I love the operation you guys got going on here. I mean, the building looks fantastic.
Thanks.
I love your setup, and you said it came out of Fort Wayne.
Yes, the brew house came from Fort Wayne.
Okay, so still looks like they're still doing their jobs pretty well too.
Delicious. Thank you everyone for tuning in to episode 2 of Meet the Brewery. I'm here at Triton right off of Wheeler Road, just outside of Fort Harrison State Park. Come say hi to brewer John, have a beer here. Thank you to Moski behind the camera. Thank you to Barrel Chat. Their podcast, check them out on any podcast medium you can find. Thank you to our sponsor, Cons. They're just south of Broad Ripple. They have a great craft beer selection. Get in there, check them out. And I'll see you on episode 3 of Meet the Brewery. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank God. It was. It's fantastic.